So now we'll start with exercise 5B. Question number 1, there on the screen. See, first question, consider two whole numbers a and b such that a is greater than b, and we have to prove the condition. Is a minus b a whole number? In this result always true. And then b minus a whole number? Is this result always true? So we have to prove that. So we'll take a number. We'll start solving question number 1. Yeah. Let us take a is equal to 2 and so I repeat, a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 1. So we have to prove the condition. That is first condition. Is a minus b a whole number and is the result always true? So we'll use the first condition. First, a minus b, that is 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. So is it a whole number? A minus b is a whole number and the result will always remain the same. Now second condition. See in the question. B minus a whole number. Is this result always true? Now we'll do b minus a. B minus a. So value of b is 1 and value of b is a is 2. So I'll do 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2 is equal to minus 1. So minus 1 is a whole number? No, it is not a whole number. So I'll write the reason. No. B minus a can never be a number. So I repeat, b minus a is equal to 1 minus 2. So 1 minus 2 is equal to minus 1. So minus 1 is not a whole number. So I'll write the reason. No, b minus a can never be a whole number. So yes, the result always be true. Okay, this is one condition. The result, yes, the result always true means what? It can never be a whole number. Now moving towards the next question. Now I'll tell you orally. So pay attention and just keep on writing the answer. Okay. Question number 2, fill in the blanks. 8 minus 0, 8. And 0 minus 8, minus 8. So first answer is 8 and this is minus 8. Now are they equal, 8 and minus 8? No, they are not equal. So this shows the subtraction of a whole number is not commutative. So here you will write commutative. I'll write the spelling over here, commutative. Commutative. Next question. 5 minus 10 is equal to minus 5. Here you will write minus 5. Minus 5, which is not a dash number, yes, whole number. So here you will write minus 5 and this side whole number. Subtraction of whole number is not closed. So in both the dash you will write whole number. And here subtraction of whole numbers is not cleared or closed. Next. Question 3. 7 minus 18 is equal to minus 11. See, plus minus minus, sign of greater number, so minus 11. Now 7 minus 18 minus 5. So minus 11 minus 5 minus 16. So answer is minus 16. Here you will write minus 11, here you will write minus 16. Next point. 18 minus 5, 13. Now 7 minus 18 minus 5, minus 6. So this side you will write 13 and this side minus 6. Now we have to give the reason. Is 7 minus 18 minus 5 is equal to 7 minus 18 minus 5. Subtraction of whole numbers is not associative. Subtraction of a whole number is not associative. Okay, you have to write associative. I'll write the spelling for you. Okay, associative. Now write the identify number if possible for subtraction. So in the property just now we had done, write the identify number if possible for subtraction. So I'll write the answer of third. It is not possible. Yes, like previously I have told you the properties of subtraction. In that, identify number is not possible. It is not possible to identify the number. So this is third answer. Yes, it is completely based on property. Now next one. Question number 4. Write the inverse if possible for subtraction of whole number. Yes, very last property. So I expect answer to you about the, just now I have taught you about the property of subtraction in this last property. So inverse. So is it possible? Yes, what we had learned, that subtraction of inverse does not exist. So I'll write the answer for the inverse does not exist. Okay. Now the next question, question number 5. So question number 5. See, 12 multiplied by 9 minus 6 is equal to. So in this first bracket, I'll be helping you by writing the answer. First answer, that is 12 multiplied by 9 minus 6. So your student, in the first dash, 12 multiplied by 9 minus 6 is equal to 3. So in next dash, 12 multiplied by 3, 36. So first dash 12 multiplied by 3 and second dash 36. Now the next question, 12 multiplied by 9 minus 12 multiplied by 6. 12 multiplied by 9 minus 12 multiplied by 6. Yes, distributive property. Now 12 into 9, 108 in first dash and 72. Like 108 minus 72 is equal to 36. Okay, is it same? Yes. So in this, just pay attention on the question. Is this type of result always true? You have to write the answer yes. Okay. And before that, there is a question, is 12 multiplied by 9 minus 6 is equal to 12 multiplied by 9 minus 12 multiplied by 6 equal. So third bracket dash you will write equal. In fourth one, is this result always true? In yes, next one you will write true. That is yes. Name the property used here. The property used here is distributive property. Distributive property. Okay. So first does 36, second 36, third you will write equal, fourth yes. Is it always true? Yes. And which property we have used? Distributive. So what I have solved just now, it is nothing but the question based on the properties of subtraction that I have taught you before this. Okay. Now lastly, there is a question number 6. Read it by yourself. Question number 6. So it is just similar to question number 5 what we did. Okay. First you have to find 16 minus 8. That is 8 multiplied by 20. You will write 8 multiplied by 24. Now 8 multiplied by 24, I guess 192. Yes, 192 is the correct. Then 16 into 24, 384. And here 8 into 24, 192. Then 384 minus 192, 192. So you have to write further. Is it equal? Yes. Then it is always true. Yes or no? Yes, you have to find it and write. And also name the property. This is the only question I am giving you for practice based on question number 5. That's it, student. Thank you.